Hello and welcome to 8:25 p.m. May 7, Wednesday, 2025. This is our driver special. We're going to talk about small drivers and how we use them in designs. Not really. I'm just going to show them kind of, and talk about them as I feel like. Where should we start? Okay. We did, a 3-inch top is fairly standard actually, because they usually don't have to dig real deep, and you actually get up to about 18K flat to 3-inch typically, beyond what people can hear usually, although that lift at the top has an effect for sure, even if it's not heard. I mean, if you have good ears, for sure you can hear that, and you will. And the physical effect of the high frequencies is measurable, to say the least. Okay. Now, and in that way, I would always recommend using, little bit smaller, right, for a top. But we have these special ones from Monocore. I got to box them, and I mean, like, really, and although we're doing 2.5 now for like that kind of sizing, 3 was standard for a long time because it digs down 150 kind of thing, But when I had a ported system, I still do, I got a bunch of them, a little ported box that works perfect for a little 3-inch top, and it has all the information of the music, It doesn't really have that weight or punch at all, of course. It wouldn't. It could not, you'd think. Now, my Uncle Michael Zaleski, who's really quite a learned guy when it comes to a number of areas, one of them being sound and music, suggested a subwoofer, actually, for this tiny little system that I brought over to his place, actually, randomly. Quite randomly. Like, yeah, little system here. He's like, okay, but actually, he was like, this actually sounds pretty good. I was like, yeah. It actually is very clear. It's a very nice, like, little. It's gentle, You have it low, and it's like a little dinner time. But he was like, actually a little subwoofer. I was like, really, eh? Like, yeah, I think it better. It's true, But then I didn't want to do like a bigger box, I didn't want to have like a sub box, and I wanted to be stereo too. Like I want to keep that bass in like the formation that it's in space rather than just like a pounder. And I looked around, and I guess like maybe this has been around for a long time, but I had never heard of a 3-inch sub. Okay, ever. In fact, because I'm from a PA background, like professional audio, I didn't really ever consider anything below 15-inch to be possible for sub, and really you'd want like 18 or even 21-inch for like real deep bass, and that's just because the power load, right? When you're only putting like a little bit of power in, well, actually in that case, then you kind of do want a big driver and box too, actually. But then I looked enough, and I found this one here. This is real nice, the 3-inch subwoofer. And it's cool. Like, this is designed by LG. Life's good. Okay. I don't even know if that's really what it stands for. I don't care. End of the day, give credit where it's due, right? What I get here is MLW 78 F4 R8015 4 ohm, like 4 ohm, take that all, and it's rated, okay, rated 15, okay. Now that's like IEC, like, I forget what test they use, but it's like they run it for like a long time at like pure sign, hitting it with like the rankest. and it holds up. That's the thing. It's like this thing, it like can take a chunky, and it play like in the correct ported box with the correct. We use non-convent for this kind of stuff, slot and and on-convent. We don't really know where that word came from. I thought it was a guy, but apparently it's like not even. Like, I don't even know. It's a slot. That's all it is, right? But instead of a hole, it's a line. It just works nice in that way. And yeah, like it's it actually like it can really play deep. Like and take power too. Like it can, bam, tiny thing. Like what the heck? But it actually has a bit of weight there on the magnet. And I'm using this couple things. What I really like using it with is our own. Like this one's LG. Credit where credit's due. Right? This one. This is my new transducer company. Not really mine. Kind of like, well, it's me and the People's Republic, if you know what I mean. And I mean exactly that. The People's Republic of China. We work together on a number of co-designs, right, for audio. Because they can build them. And I can kind of advise and a couple things, right? We got this one here. To be square, little square guy. And this is a balance mode radiator, is what we call them. And essentially like a German company called Tectonic. A number of sound companies called Tectonic. But hey, I mean, Germans, and I'll show you right here what they have. Like, basically, like this is our version. Hip to be square. And this is like the comparable Tectonic version. Okay, so this is the authentic, right? And this is what I did. Okay, what's cool about this? This plays deeper. I'm telling you, got a heavier magnet. You can feel it. This is 1.5 inches. It's a circle, and it uses a typical surround. Okay, this one uses a reverse surround. Okay, and it's square, and that doesn't really matter, but a couple things about it, like I'm side by side, it's the installation too, where like ours is like really, it's easier to work with, like it really is, and that was the main thing. Like these Tectonic, like I tried them, and they do like they spread out really nice. That's why we use them, right? Because they fill room. Like they're incredible. But like this thing, seriously, it really does, and it's 12 watt, and like that's actually not bad, like for what it is, Like I mean, and so basically you could run it on a circuit with that 3-inch, and it actually balances out pretty nice. Like it's surprising. Because this is 8 ohm, right? And then the 3-inch is 4, right? That's what we get them at. And if you understand like a little bit of E, that means that the sub's getting double the power, right? You run on the same circuit, and you have a little cross on there, 150, 100, whatever you need there. But I would put it actually at 90, 100 around there for the cross. And then... But like just because the natural, it's not natural. I mean, well, everything debatable, but because just the way the drivers come, you don't actually have to add any resistance or anything. Like it'll just the power will go based on the natural resistance, and that's ohms is how we measure resistance. Ohm. Yeah. So this has double the resistance and similar power. And to really, you'd put them on the same circuit and all day, twice on Sunday. And then what else do I want to show you quick here? I don't know. Oh yeah, just at the end here. I haven't worked with this yet. But this is like a really, really nice pulp tweeter. No, I have. I've done one with them, and oh man, really sounds good. Like it's a Mirage box. and I put in a different 3.5-inch driver, and like with this, and we put a low across, and then wow, just 1.5-inch silver textile tweeter from Sandy from Pollock, actually designed today, and man, it really is a good one. Like it's not flat. It doesn't, and it's lacking qualities of like transparency and accuracy, but sweetness. Like it is a sweet sounding tweeter. Like it really is, and the depth that it can play at for being a high frequency driver that easily reaches all the way up to 20, and even has like a lift in like around, I think it's around 15. It starts to lift, and it's beautiful. Like it's a beautiful driver. And yeah, I'll show you again. It's still in the package here, this one. Now, yeah, I've done one box with them. But, and it's a made in Canada box. Okay, alright, that's enough of that. And remember, this is not an exit. An exit is something entirely else, right? This is on. What's going on here?